All right, so let's get into the tips and tricks with this new TCL 10 5G. It goes for $399. And if you want to know more about it, I'll put a link down below so you can get it. It is exclusive to Verizon and it runs 5G as well. So let's jump into it. So first tip and trick, press and hold on a blank spot on the home screen and choose home settings. In here, there's a few things you can go on and turn on. So first of all, you have home screen style. So if you want to go in there and change your home screen styles, you can do the traditional Android way, which is currently what it's set to, home and drawer screen. So you'll have apps and home screens. Or if you're familiar with iPhone and you want it to look like that, just tap on this little circle up there and tap home screen only. Going back here, you're going to see the next one is home screen grid. So if you want to make it, bigger or smaller or whatever your icons, just choose that at the bottom. Once you're done, you're all set. Let's go back into home settings. Fill empty cells. So what that means is when you have your home screen set up, if you deleted one, for instance, all of them would bunch up back together if you turn on fill empty cells. The iPhone does the same thing. So again, it's kind of like an iPhone thing more than Android. Android usually just lets there be empty cells. I like to have complete control over my apps on my home screen, so I leave that off. Left on the home screen, you can click on it and either set it to none or Google Feed. It's set to Google Feed, meaning when you swipe over from left to the right, you're gonna see right here, the Google Feed. That's all that really means. Go back in here again. You can, recent apps, you can see if you turn that on, it'll display your recent most used applications at the top of the drawer, which means when you go up here, you're gonna see your most recent used apps. That's all that means. App icon badges, if you turn that on, that's going to show you icon badges of when you receive notifications for apps. So like, for instance, if I had a notification for something in this Google folder, there'd be a 1 or a dot next to it, depending upon. That's all that means if you have that turned on. And then lastly, add icons to home screen. I like having that turned on. When that's turned on, anytime I download a new app, it's going to automatically add that app to my home screen. Again, I love it, so that's why I keep it on. A little bonus thing that I wanted to show you with the TCL 10 5G is when you go into all of your apps and you hit this button up here, you can actually arrange your apps in your app drawer by your name, by the name of it, the address, the label, the usage, the installation, the icon color, or category. I like to do it by name so that they're all in alphabetical order. So it's an easy way to keep track of that. But yeah, you have complete control within here as well. You can also search for certain apps at the top. Swiping down from the top, you have these quick toggles. And if you want to add a quick toggle, just go all the way to the end of it and you're going to see add. Click add or edit, whatever that just said. And then you see drag. These are the ones at the bottom are the ones that are not on here. And you can come in here and just drag the ones you want. So for instance, if I wanted my ExpressVPN to be on here, I'll just click and drag it. And when I'm done, just let go. And then again, and if you want some at the top, at the bottom, because you don't want to see them, just do the same thing, press and hold. Like for instance, data saver, I don't care about that one. So there you go, I have that. I press the check mark. Going back into the quick toggles in here, this is going to be where you can quickly turn off your Wi-Fi or your cellular data or things like that, so that they kind of don't get in the way if you wanted to use it, or you wanted to mute your phone really quick or put it on vibrate. All that stuff is in here easily for you to turn it on. Going back to the home screen, swipe down again and go into settings by hitting that gear in the top. And this is gonna be where the meat of basically everything is. This pretty much runs, think of it like a vanilla Android with a bunch of customizations built into it, which is not a bad thing. I actually think it's a good thing. So in here, network and internet, if you come in here and you go into Wi-Fi, tap on that. This would be where you can easily join a Wi-Fi network. You can also go into Wi-Fi preferences and come in here and for instance, I don't like this turned on, so I turn it off, show Wi-Fi pop-ups. It says when opening apps, tell me when Wi-Fi is available. I turn that off. I don't care if Wi-Fi is available or not. If I care that much, I'll look for it myself. That can be a pain in the butt, so I turn that off, and I would recommend you turn it off as well. The other one, which is very similar, is Wi-Fi notification. Notify me when Wi-Fi is available. Turn that off. It won't bother you at all. You won't get annoyed by it. Going back to the main screen of settings, next you want to go into display. And in here, display, you can go into brightness level to easily change how bright your screen is. Dark mode, I have it set to always be on, but you can set a schedule for that. So like dark mode is when your screen turns like black and it just makes everything, sometimes you should get better battery life. This is gonna be where you can turn that on all the time or set a schedule. Maybe you want it to turn on when you're about to go to bed or something like that. You can come in here and just turn that on and then switch your times and things like that. So easy place to do it. Eye comfort mode is going to be when, if you turn this on, it's going to be like when your phone turns the screen a little bit yellowish, so it doesn't have those harsh blue lights. So you can come in here and set a schedule, or you can just turn it on all the time if you'd like to have it. And also you can control the color temperature of it by pulling it to the left or to the right. Adaptive brightness, if you want your screen to automatically control your brightness, that's where you'll end up coming in here. Just turn that on and it will automatically adjust the brightness to how bright the level of brightness is in the room that your phone is in. Auto rotate screen, that's if you want your screen to rotate all the time. If you don't, just turn it off right there. Sleep, 2 minutes of, so if I'm not using my phone, 2 minutes later, the screen will turn off and go to sleep. Going back to the main screen of settings, going to NXT Vision. This is further display, things that you would want your screen to be better on. So you get visual enhancement, turn that on. SDR to HDR. Reading mode, if you want to optimize the screen display to make the reading experience as comfortable as an ebook reader. That would be great if you're reading that. Color mode and temperature, I like to have it at vivid, but you can go in there and change it if you want. Sunlight display, it'll increase readability under sunlight if you turn that on, so I would definitely recommend that. Next, go into home screens and wallpapers. We kind of already went into this, so we probably don't have to run through that. That's where we're on the home screen, press and held, and shows home screen settings. Next, sound. In sound is where you can control all of your volumes. You can go change your ring volumes and your notification volumes, your media volumes, your alarm volumes. You can also turn on vibrate for phone calls if you want. Set your do not disturb preferences. If you turn do not disturb on from either here or from your quick toggles, you can come in here and change that for certain things. You can change it so that certain calls from contacts go through, or from anybody go through, or from starred contacts. So you really have a lot of control of what gets past your do not disturb, just in case you're waiting on something, like maybe you're waiting for an important phone call but you want to take a nap, and the only time you want to be woken up is if that from that specific person. You can go in here and customize that in here. Same thing with events. Change your ringtones in here. If you don't want it to vibrate on touch, you can turn it off right here. I always turn it off. I don't like my phone to vibrate every time I touch it. Turn off your touch sounds, your dial pad sounds if you want. Advanced features is a big one. Let's go into system navigation. So I like to use the navigation buttons at the bottom, the recent apps, the home button, the back button. You can go in here and switch those around. So when you choose buttons, you choose the layout right here. So I like the back button to be on the right. So I set it over to the right, but you can set it to the left if you want by pressing that button. You can also use your gesture navigations, meaning when you press, you wouldn't have buttons at all. You would just swipe up to go home, swipe from the right to the left to go back, hold up from the middle at the bottom and hold, and that would bring up your recent apps. So you have those options as well. Gestures, you can flip to mute. So it says flip the device to mute the sounds and stop vibrations from snoozing, and also from snoozing the alarm. Power shortcut, you can use it to launch your camera if you want, or do nothing at all. Going back again to the home screen of settings, Smart Manager is going to be in here if you want to do certain things in here. So if you go into Auto Start, you can automatically manage certain things that happen or turn on, or auto start. You can turn that, turn the stuff on or off, all that stuff if you want. It's just more power management. Battery, you can come in here and change your battery modes if you want to normal saving mode or super saving mode if you're in a bit of a pinch and you still want to use your phone, but you really need to cut down and make sure that battery's not going crazy on you. You can also go to battery detail and check how much screen on time you have. Go into battery optimization, turn on your battery percentage, which I definitely recommend. Turn on auto adaptive brightness again if you want. Change the sleep. So there's multiple places to control some of the settings we've already gone into. Same thing with notifications, turn on and off notifications for specific apps. Clear out memory if your phone's bogged down. Lastly, at the bottom, system updates is going to be where you can check for new system updates to update your phone. Just click on that, check for new system updates. It'll check the server to see if there are any updates, just in case you haven't gotten a notification for it. Next is if you want to run 2 apps at once. So you can, let's open up the Google Play Store, and then I can press and hold the recent apps button, and I can choose an app from here. I'll go into Chrome, for instance, and I can run both of these apps at the same time really easily. When you're done, you can either bring this one all the way up or this one all the way down if you want to keep it, or you can just hit your home button and choose a different app. For instance, let's go up here and let's choose Daily Mail. So I'll have control of that and look through these apps. So all this stuff's really easy to do and to multitask. Speaking of recent apps, if you press that button again, you can lock some of these apps so that they don't close. So if I don't want this app to close, I'll hit clear all. That'll close all my apps, except for, you'll see, this app, because I have it locked. It won't close. It's locked in there. If you don't want that to happen, just press it again and you can close it. Next, let's go into camera. And if you want to change some of your settings, press the gear in the top left. And if you want to change your photo size to something smaller or a higher pixel or something like that, you can come in here and change that really easy. Video quality, you can come in here and set it to up to 4K. They also have some other things in here, so you can do artificial intelligence scene detection if you wanted to turn that on. You can estimate calorie content from food detection by turning that on. Smart Guideline provides the best frame guides for portrait shots. Turn on dark shot if you need to. Make sure your volume button will act as a shutter or a zoom or your volume on there. Touch to captured grid. You can change the internal storage if you need to an SD card if you had an SD card in there. Turn off the shutter sound, which I would recommend. You don't want people to always know you're taking a photo sometimes. Very simple stuff. Going back into the camera again, if you switch the camera around, hit the settings again, you can go into video quality and you can change the settings, the video, if you want to downgrade. It goes up to 1080p on the front, 4K on the back, but you do have that ability. You can also turn off face beauty, turn that stuff on. Video stabilization, which is electronic on the front, and all of that. You can also turn mirror on for when you're taking selfies. If it looks if there's wording on something and you want to make sure it looks right, you can turn that on or off. And then at the bottom you have all the other different settings for camera, pro mode, super night mode, portrait, video, auto, more, all that stuff. So there you guys go. Those are my tips and tricks for this new phone, which is the TCL 10 5G. It's on Verizon, $399. Very cool phone. Very cool, especially for what you get. For the price, it's very impressive. Thanks for watching. See you down the road. Peace.